So let me see. I think I have my own page open, so it shows 1, and that should be gone in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. No, so then I might be on over here. Let me see this. No, this is from yesterday. It's not over here. Let me check this out on Rumble. I don't like to be that TV actor and go, yeah, check me out on Rumble, let's put on a big show. I'm gonna, that attractive word at the beginning, you got to see it's going to be really, 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 really big show. You're coming in here. It's going to be a really, really, really big show. All I got to show you is the numbers. All I need to do, my stuff is like boring. It's like boring, but it's not boring. It's because you don't understand it. It's a slow concept of magic. What I do is a slow concept of magic. The thing is about magic is it goes so fast, the hand is quicker than the eye. And creation is so slow, you'll be lulled to sleep and miss all the action. So what is it? What is the magic? The hand is quicker than the eye, or you have been lulled to sleep that you have missed everything. You have missed all the beauty and the growth. So when you bring everything up to human speed, if we can call ourselves human, although we are on the 6th day, we are not called as human created on the 6th day. We are created second or third on the 6th day. First was animal, then was ET, and then was us. And it reads it right in the Bible. I don't follow the Bible. What I do is I read books, and I read absolutely no books. I hear others read books, and I hear people say things. And things I've heard over the last 60 years of my life has put me to perceive and understand to achieve what I have achieved as my goal, is to find pieces and parts that seem to be missing in the reality that stand right before us. Now, if I still had my Rubik's Cube, I'd be able to show you that reality. But now I'm going to show you off the face of this dice. Or how about the face of this dice? They call it a dice. D-I-C-E. Dice is a word. It's a 4-letter word. It's 108. It's A, B, C, D, as I was told. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I work in that method, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. I didn't hear 0 before, but I had to start or depart from nothing to end up with the whole of something that I am right now. I am the heart of all that I am. I am nothing, and I am all. So what I'm trying to say here is once you get the 10, in basic children understanding, they'll see a 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So 10 is like 1, except instead of being like that, it'll be like that. Where do I get this? Well, check this out. 3 and a complete other side is 4. That's that story. Tell me if it's the same. Tell me if it's happening somewhere else in the world right now. In fact, they're in the casino gambling on it. You can find hundreds and thousands of pieces of information talking about this. And the difference is the 60 seconds on the clock of 100% of the clock, where the meeting space is an 8 times 3.5 area equaling to 28 days cycle to the moon, 28 grams to an ounce. 28 cycle to the moon, the numeric value to man. You need 3 moons to make 1/4 cycle of the year, but it is not, because we have 13 moons. So how do we get? We only get, what do we get? How do we get it? It becomes 4.33 times 3, and you still have a little space to make up for that. Number 4, that special number. 1, 4, and 7 have something in common, that when you divide them by 3, they all have the decimal of 333. You can do the same thing to 1. You can do the same thing to 7. 1 divided by 3, 4 divided by 3, and 7 divided by 3. It's just the way numbers work. Hello, Tammy. Hi. 4 and 3. So we're going to write this down because we write everything down. We want to see if it's the truth, because we want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But it's a slow process. You're born, you learn the alphabet, you learn numbers, you learn how to draw them. What is the scaling up? We scale up, and a lot of times we need to know the truth. Are we being lied to by any of these instruments? We are all taught this, so my judgment is based off of this. And all that I don't see that is in between will be all the alternative or anomaly to the situation. Because no matter what you tell me, in this area space of the screen, you see what you see, you don't see what you don't see, and what is there that you don't know, you don't know. And you can't say there's nothing there because you don't know. You don't fully know the science. You can't even see how fast my hands are moving in a magic trick, or how slow the garden was because you went to sleep every night, but the garden was still working. Well, guess what? So are you. This organism went to sleep at night, and oh my God, I'm going to sleep tonight. Am I going to wake up tomorrow morning? Or you don't think about it. I'm going to dream, right? So that's a big word, right? The big word is the dream. D and R. I like that. That R always bothers me. I look at it and it looks like it's a 12. I know it's number 18. I know that I have 6 sides in a cube. I know I need 6 cubes in order to have 18 sides. Although I know that the full formation of the first moon of the chicken, yes, the chicken hen, the hen, right? The hen will lay 6 eggs. 6 days. And on the 7th day, which is only 1 day, right? On the 7th day, and if I was going in rotation of 7, that 7th day would actually be day 1, where day 6 connects to day 7. So that when we have 6 times 28 hours equals to 168, to where we have the week of 7 by 24 hours equals to 168. What is the difference in comparisons to 6 and 7? God rests on the 7th day, but if the chicken didn't lay anything on the 7th day, and the chicken does everything in 168 hours, because we have to skip over the 7th day, so that means all the creation comes out of the egg on the 28 hours, the 28th cycle to the moon, yet there's only 21 dots on this. So that means we needed to take 1 cube and use the pole of another cube. Why? 6, 9, 10, 14. There's 14 around. Now I want to use the 14 around with the pole. 7, 21, 21. Now I only use the pole, and up and down is going to be 5 and 2. But it isn't always like that. Good morning, Miss Watkins. Tam Tam's on the beach. So what happens, the thing is, when the 6 is on the side but the 1 is on the side, that is a true 7. In fact, that's a true 14. If I would drill holes in all of this, it would start to tell me a different story. But we need 1 full dice, or 3 parts, and 1 part, 4 parts of 6 parts. 4 parts of 6 parts in order to complete this 28-day cycle, which is only a partial cycle in its first fabrication of cycle, because we have to encompass everything. Okay, we have to encompass everything either in a 1 block or in a 4 block, which is a 4 block. Like that, a 4 block, right? But reality is it's got to be an 8 block, because this is not square. This is square here, but it's high over here, right? It's not the same thing. So I actually have to use whoops. Well, that's not so good. I'm going to put it down here, right? I'm going to put it down here, and we're going to try and see if we can really understand. I don't even have enough dice. Do I have in my pocket? In my other pocket? Oh yeah, I got it in my other pocket. No, I don't. I got one over here. So what we're going to do is, you see, this is what I believe to be its block formation. That's a block formation. And that's the way I see a block formation. So what happens in this situation, I need a pen. I need more pens. Hello, Miss Empty. Empty. You know, those were letters for the week. MT. They were really, I've seen them many times this week. Number 33. M13 T20. 33. 69. We have a rotation here, 54 and 15 between Mars and the Sun, the IT system. Under extension, 5 times 4, 20. 5 plus 4, 9 equals to 29. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 and 5 is 11. So we basically have 1111 coming out of this one number. And its rotation even shows that the hexagon 6 is all we need when I create the 9 to one side. And I'm off the subject right now, and 6 to the other, showing me I only need these 3 lines, the hexagon. I just like to do this with it. Now what happens is, here we have 6. I'm going to call that Jack. When we have 7, I'm going to call it the King. And when I have 8, I'm going to call it the Queen. If I call it 8 the Queen, I'm not sure if I'm looking at that, right? But if I call it 8 the Queen, the reason is for the eyes. When you look at the deck of cards, the Queen has 2 eyes. On all 4 cards, the King has 1 eye on one card and 2 eyes on all the other cards. The Jack has 2 eyes on 2 cards, and 2 cards have 1 eye, equaling to 6. It's reversal 4-3-2. And there's a whole system that goes on with this. We have 1, 5, 9. I'm just jumping all over the place now, because what happens with 2, 3, 4, it fits in right over here. What happens with 6, 7, and 8? It fits in, it fits in right over here. So there's the lower side and there's the upper side. And on the lower side, right? And I'm getting off track here, but I don't want to stop this, right? On the lower side, and on the lower side, you have 3 and 4, 7, 1 and 6, 7, 2 and 5, 7. On the connecting higher side, you have 9 and 4, 13, 6 and 7, 13, 5 and 8, 13. We're going to also find one of the reasons for starting the alphabet over here, but not yet. I don't want to jump onto something else. So this is how this will set up. And each one of these numeric values, you notice they're all 10s, right? I'm just trying to see this one over here. I'm just going to jump onto the Roman numerals. Wow, I'm off subject. Nothing straight with me. In Roman numerals, M, D, C, L. Did I get that right? M, D, C. Should I do? Yeah, we'll do L here. We'll do X. We'll do V, and we'll do the I over here, right? So when we look at this, we see 1,000, right? We have 1,000, we have 500, we have 100, we have 50, And then on this side over here, we have 1. We have over here, we have 5. And then over here, we have 10. But if we look on the inside, 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 is 1. 5 is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. And in between all of this is 4, 3, 2. So 4, 3, 2 is in here. The reverse to 4, 3, 2 is 6, 7, and 8. And that's what the Roman numerals. And at the end of the Roman numerals, when you total this out, you have 16 and 1650. You have 1.666 or 1,666. And that 166, when you divide it, is going to equal to 5. Watch this. 5 divided by 3 equals 1. Let me do that again. Did I get that? 5 divided by 3 equals 166. So we know it fits in the 5 position. Now there's other things that go into that 5 position right there, that 5 position. This is a skeleton. This can be changed into different orders for different reasons. For what reasons, I don't know. However the matrix works or however the computers work. You ever see a computer argue? I put out just to change the subject. I wrote something out earlier. Some place was talking about anger, and I'm like going, the computer gets angry, the car gets angry, right? The motor gets angry, the exhaust gets angry. So we put on an exhaust system. We put in the motor. We put on the exhaust, and then we put oil so it doesn't get angry anymore. And then we have the radiator to cool it down so it's not angry anymore. So the word anger, okay, needs to be understood a little bit deeper because it's a human expression for something. It must be able to compare it to something else. How can our creation be so perfect if it wasn't built off of something else? Just a question. And since I began searching out these words and seeing all the anomalies, so I should go back to this over here. So since I have 8 cubes, 8 times 21 is 168, 168 hours in a week. Now, when we work with Earth, see, this is working with Mars. Mars only has a single 1 line in it, so it's over here. Now, Electric Company has 3 lines in it, here, here, and here. So I have to now understand a little bit more of a depth, okay, into the difference between looking at this. Here is what the single face of a dice cube looks at. But even though you see a single face here, right, totaling of 9, the amount of blocks we see was a Mars conjunction. Also ape. This is 33. I call this 22 because it's a 2 by 2, and here it's a 3 by 3. So each one is going to do something different. So when I said Electric Company before, right, there's V1, there's V11, and there's V111. I can go both ways. If I go V1, I got 6. V2, I end up with 7. I got V3, I get up to 8. But why can't I go backwards? Why did they say not to go backwards? Is there a reason? Because once I get to 8, I don't need 2. Once I get to 7, I don't need 3. Once I get to 6, I don't need 4. Four and 6, 10. So I'm on this side, not on this side. How many 4s can 4 equal to 6? It took 6 4s to become 6. 6 times 4, 24. 2 and 4 become 6. 1 and 9, it took 9 1s to become 9. Instead of down here, it's now up here. Instead of down here, it's now up here. Instead of 3 and 4, 7, and 1 and 6, 7, it becomes 6 and 7, 13, and 4 and 9, 13. It's the same thing one is the upper part, one is the lower part. From the core here, there's one arrow here, one arrow here, one arrow here, one arrow here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 arrows that point out from the 5. 8 comes back into itself every single time. Look what 8 does. 2 times 8, 16. 2 plus 8, 10. 10 and 16, 26. 2 and 6 is 8. 38. 3 times 8, 24. 3 plus 8, 11. 11 and 24 is 35. 3 and 5 is 8. 4 times 8 is 32. They say it's the money number, right? 28. Doghouse. Electric company. Division of night and day, area, space. We reflect it between here and here. This is also going to be in winning the electric company of some kind of big sun. Ape shows up over here. Pluto, sun, ring, and pole, dividing the day and the night. 8 hours to the night and 16 hours today. Equal, and there's a gateway, 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 8 come together. That's working with Q. I'll explain it. 6 times 8, 6 plus 8, 6 and 2 is 8. See, 6 and 2, so the 28th cycle runs with 68, and this is your dividing gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, and that's your 6 and 8, and your dividing gate is an electric company. See, when we put out 3 and 5 for electric company, we have to get the dividing gate, the 7th gate, and we turn it over, we get 2 and 4, dividing that 6 and 8, and it just so happens that this is the answer to it. V1 and V11. Where do I get this from? Let me think. It becomes Earth and Mars. Just give me a second. I want to remember why I thought this, or I'm thinking this. Oh boy, I'm not happy that I went ahead and I tricked my mind into thinking something else. So no, I never heard of Michael. Oh, maybe I have. You know what? I may have heard of that person through. Wow, that's very funny. You said that through a show I watched last week. Thanks, Michelle. Wow, and I had Howard, Terrence Howard. I remember that name come up, right? Terrence Howard, TH, Time Heaven after the fight. Okay. God, what was I thinking of? I said something, 6 and 7 came together. Let me see where I was here. Okay, I know the Queen shows up over here. Queen. I know purple, 88 shows up. Trump shows up. The borderline shows up in Monopoly. The borderline in Monopoly, right? In Monopoly, right? There's a single square here, and all the way around it, you have to keep going around. And you go around once, twice. This will be 1, 8, 16, 24, and then it becomes 32, then it becomes 40, and then it becomes 48. So there's 6 rings around this area. Here's the main ring or the main core of whatever's in here. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we have to remember that around the ring is a ring, the formation ring, where the red and the green come in. Let's call this darts. 49 and 27. That's what it ends up equaling. And you know what's ironic? Look at that. We get 76. But the red and green actually equal to 75. Because one of them can't be divided equally by 2, we know right away the one that can't be divided by 2 will work with this one over here, as the other one's going to work with Mars. The other one will work with 4 blocks. It's either a 4 block or it's a single block. The 4 block goes with the 76 evenly divided. The single block goes with this one over here, or it could be vice versa if you can figure out the extra math for me. But they are both completely different. So we end up with this. The thing is over here is we run this double line for the properties in Monopoly. By running that double line in Monopoly, if you want me to go away from this and show you the monopoly right now and just let you see this monopoly. And I know I already have this done. Maybe that's what it means about the B, right? And then the properties, we're going to do it like this. And what happens here is in this corner here is a train. Does the train have the capacity to own the rest of everything? How would that work? Usually the train, right, will own both sides of the track. So we're going to run a line like that. Train has to own both sides of the track. So if this was Monopoly, I'm just going to square it off. We're going to square it off with, let me see. Just want to see why we have a difference here. Did we get this? Just going to chop this one up so we can see the 9 in the center. Why do I have this over here? Trying to figure. Oh, right. We have that 3 over here. Okay, let me just fill this in. What this is it's on the outside of the tracks. This is the outside of the track. Let me just see if I got this right. We got this here. I did 2 here. We got this here. We got this. I want to do this one also at the same time. Okay, we're going to do this one also at the same time. All right. So what we have over here, okay, is we have the trains. Here we have train number 36. Here we have train number 6 in Monopoly. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It took 13 to get over to that train. And all the trains to each other are going to be 13 total. And when we count down for the rest of them on the Monopoly board, right? Now, somebody might ask, well, why are you doing this? I said, well, you have to show everything that goes on, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, right, that is here. That goes to here. I should go back. I'm a little off the subject, it seems like, but that's normal. So this is going to be the properties over here. Did I get that right? Seems like I've got this off for some reason. I don't know why. I've decided to finish the board and see if it works out. Let's see. So we can finish. So we basically have this. So this is the entire Monopoly board. So what happens is this area here that we count all the way around is going to have 48 cells. Now, when we run on the inside of the 48 cells, I'm not happy that I left my numbers alone. When we go inside the 48 cells, and we count over here, we end up with 40 equaling to 88. And only when we use the center over here, that'll be the 89th. So I have to understand how we're using different one. Are we using one? Are we using two? Are you using three? How are we using these numbers, right? What is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Here's your center 9. If we don't have that center, these over here are all 3 by 3, 3 by 3, 3 by 3, 3 by 3. If we extend it into the tracks, they're going to be 4 by 4. So with the tracks, we end up with Mars. With not, we end up with Earth. Then we have the divisions. Each row, 48, 40, 32, 24. See that we just lived just slightly 16 hours outside of the inside of this area, if we counted each one at 8. Anyways, this was the Monopoly board. And then when you look at it, there's 6 areas or 6 cells here. 6 cells go to the track and 6 cells go to the opposite side. And then we have 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and every single corner gets 4. So when we add this up, we have 18 and 8. So we have 26 here and we have 26 here. Now, I'm not sure if I got this right. 18 and 18 equals to 44, equals to 44. Your totals to 88. Now, if you want to look at the number system, I don't know if I want to do this. Okay, let's not do this. Let me go back to number 8 over here. Then we'll go back. I think we were over here. I'm not sure where we were, but I'm talking quick, right? So now we go to 7 and 8. 7 times 8, 7 plus 8 equals 56, and 15 equals to 71. Then 8 times 8, 8 plus 8. See, this is 3 times this, 4 times this number. It's going to tell me a different story. How many times is each number? Which number goes into what? We don't have it here. So this is not the one with time. I'm looking for time. Time would be 1/3. So this one is 80. And then 98, which says high, equals to 89. This is what created everything to start with. This 98, if I can get this out over here, let me see that. Am I still on the subject talking about that number? What was this about? Okay, here are all my 8s, 1 and 7, 8. What it does, what does my 1 and 7, 8 do? What does my 2 and 6, 8 do? What does my 3 and 5 do? What does my 4 and 4 do? What does my 8 and 9 do? My 8 and 9 are very special. They're very special. They create, within their creation, 2 and 1 come together at the 7th gate. You need 1 and 2 to create everything. This is where we take our stand on 17. This can be 1771 or 2772 inside the house of Bate. This is the spirit at the gateway inside the house. That would be this over here, right? But with the dot in the center of it. This empty space equals to 7. This empty space equals to 6. Before the Christ, 8 and 7 comes together at the gateway. Where is that 8 and 7 comes together? 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 come together. Both these numbers create each other. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. They'll create each other, 11, 11. Now, the queen and the king come together, the 8 and the 7. I'm trying to see where I was going with this. This was just a breakdown, I think, basis of what each number would do. And then this number would create 6. This creates 2. This creates 5. This creates 6. So I created 6 twice. So what are these 6s? This is the gateway. This is my division between night and day. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4. 8 hours a night, 16 hours a day in the separation of that gateway. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 8 and 6. So when you go to 8 and 6, just want to see if I have, they're going to read here on the side. Oh boy. Terrence Howard, he wasn't far off. I'll tell you that. I mean, just listening, just understanding what 3 and 4 is also. 3 times 120. Imagine 3 times 120 coming towards you on a 120 angle. But really, when you're looking at a 120 angle, there can only be 3. So we have to try and understand what's going on here. 4 will create a square. 4 brings you on to the other side. When you have 4 and 6, 46, Zion, Israel, 0, 0 noted to be, when do you use the 0? Is it when you call the 1-800 numbers, when you put the 2 zeros, or are you calling the operator? And at the Zion, the operator, the blue flag for the boy. 34 is for blue, and it's for DC. CD, and I like to say that's a compact disc, more like DC, which is a direct current. AC would be the alternate current. I didn't want to get away from these dice cubes that I brought up, and I'm not sure how they would spin. They would spin this way and that way, but no matter what, when you have these dice cube, what's showing on the outside? You have 2, 4, 6, 8 on the outside. You have 8 on the outside, all the opposites of 7. You have 28. So you have it. I just got to pile these up to see what's going on. I got to see what's showing over here, right? So you have like that. Hold on a second. So you have like that. So this and this, okay, even though you're going to see something different, I don't want you to look at that. I just want you to think that this and this are each valued at 7. This and this are each valued at 7. I just want you to look at it that way. I need to be perfect when I start off, right? We need to be perfect. So this is 28. So we have, on this is a cube now. So we still have 6 sides, but only 5 sides will show 28. 5 sides show 28, right? 5 sides that let me see if I do that. No, I don't get 5 sides showing 28. I get 28 on that. I get 28. Let me just think of this. The 2 sides, boy, I'm really thinking this side and that side is 7. And this side and that side is 7. Right. So one whole face is 28. So I have 28, 28, 28. That's 84. And then on the other side is 28, is 94, 104, 112. I need to count that in smaller denominations. So first of what I'm going to do is the minute I say 3 of them, I'm going to have 84. And 84 is a cycle. 84 is one of Pluto's cycles. So by showing it off this way with 28 opposites, I have surpassed the 84 of the cycle. We can't go more than into the 80s. Otherwise, we start over. Otherwise, I'm going to do this. 84 and 28. 8 and 2 are going to count it to a single digit now because I've gone past. Really, you're supposed to do this when you pass 60 because the ABC method, A plus B plus C, 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. The minute we get to 4, we flip everything over to the other side. So we don't want to, the minute we pass 80, this is what happens in this equation. So 28 and 28, 8 and 8 is 16, and this is 4. I call this purple. The 4 ball in pool is purple with the 12 totaling to the 16. So it's trying to tell me the next equation in this, right? I know the spirit is connected because if I see a 6 and someone's on the other side, they see a 9, If somebody that sees this the other way will see 61, 91, 16. It's talking about the church. It's talking about the spirit. It's talking about both Mars and Earth. Mars being 6, Earth being 7. Not because 5 and 2 is 7 value of the letters, or, 51 value of the letters, which is 10, 3. And that can be this, like looking like Jesus Christ, right? So anyways, we end up with 416. When we do it this way, we end up with 32 and 8, or 8 and 5 for this equation over here. When we do it 3 times, we get 24 and 6. So I know I'm at a gateway. I know I'm at a gateway, that moon gate. The reality of this one is 84. And then I would be adding on to 28. This is the way I do it, right? This is one way to do it. Here's the other way to do it. You do your first 3 in the original. And then after that, you add on the 28. 8 and 4 is 12. And this is 10. Over here becomes 1 and 3. And that's your cycle in man. That's your cycle in the moon, because the mathematics will match up there. Now, I'm not very happy with my demonstration of this. So let's see if I can do it with what lies here. When what lies here is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 5 is 12. Whoa, that's not good. That's not good. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to explain this, because each of these will be opposite 7. Each of these will be opposite 7. So I can actually get, like if I was getting 6, I'm going to show you like a maximum. 6. It's going to show you the maximum of what happens. And everything else has to be in between, right? I'm going to go all 6s. I'm going to go 6, right? There you go. Look at that. I went 6 here. I went, whoop, didn't go 6 here. What's going on? Oh, there's a 4. See that? Got 2 4s over here, right? And then on the last one, so this is what's going to happen. Take a look. I got my 6s, but then when I turn it to the side, I no longer have my 6s. So I cannot have one the same way all the way around. And here it's a little bit different. You see the way that's turned up? We're going to have to turn that, but then this side is wrong. So then I have to turn it this way. Well, that side's wrong because I need a 6. So I need to show a 6 like that. There we go. We got 2 6s on the side. Now I want to show the same 6. So now I have to show the same 6. There we go, right? Well, I want to get all the 5s on that side. We can do that, right? Where's the 5s? Well, the 5s are there. That's the 5s. Well, that's a 4. Let me just see if we can get, there we got a 6. Well, we need a 5 on that side. There we got a 6. There we go. There we go. Now there we go. We got the 5s. Okay. And then over here, we had to have the 2s on the inside. So if that 2's on the inside and that 2's on the inside, and well, is that 2 on the inside? Now you see when I have the 6s over here, see the 2 going up like this? What does that tell me on the other side? I got the 5s. So I put it like that. And I take these 2 over here. Does it go like that? Look at that. Got the 5s on the outside. See the way these 2 are going in the same direction? And these are going in opposite directions. Trying to figure out why. Is there something wrong with my dice? Is there something wrong with this dice here? Like it's not put into perspective that the other one is. Anyways, regardless. See, there's something wrong with that one, right?
I wanted to keep the 6 on the outside. The 3 is on the top. Is the 3 on the top in the other one? The 4 is on the top, but the 3 is on the top here. What if I wanted to put the 4 on the top and put the 5 on the outside? That means, you see what happens in the dynamics, right? See the way the 5 is on the outside here? So the 6 is pointed that way, but the 5 is on the inside. The 2 will be on the outside. I want the 2 on the inside. See that? So what I'm going to do is I put the 2 on the inside like that. I got the 6 here. I got the 5 on the outside, except the 2 is pointing down, not like the other. And the 3 is up. So I got to figure out what's going on with that. And then I had, so here we go. So I'm not sure what's going on with this unless I can look at another dice like that. So something seems to be wrong with the red dice. See the 2's on the inside now? Right. Oh, I got the 4 on top. I want the 4 on top. But then if I put the 4 on top, put the 5 on the outside, the 6 goes on the inside. So I automatically have to go ahead and put the 3 on top. I don't know if I got that right, if I made a mistake, but if we look at it, we've got 20, we've got 24, we've got 20, we've got 20, 24, and then we got 15, 20, 24, 15, and then what do we have on the bottom? See that 3, 3, 3, 4? Here we have the 4, 4, 4, 3. So we have 12, 15. So we have 12 and 15 is 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, and 8. Not sure exactly what this is supposed to do, but we're going to add them. 20, 40, 50, 24, 34, 44, 54, 64, 68, 78, 88. It gives me 88 and 27. 88 and 27. 115 gives me the key. So the opposite of this, what is it? I don't know. It's too complicated to figure out. Let me get on to something else. I just turned my whole head upside down. I'm supposed to come on here with things that I absolutely know and not what I do not know. It's ironic how they want us to learn, okay, in eighths. On here, there's 8 before it becomes a whole. There are 8 of each one of these before they become a whole. What is the 9th one? Does the 9th one bring you all the way around? I don't know. But anyways, that's what's on here. I put my coffee up there like an hour ago. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to run over there. I'm going to see if I can restructure my brain. I was on a roll and all of a sudden everything disappeared. Well, you know what? The word Tammy or Tammy, right? I can look at, if you said 20, I would think of MY as an add-on, just like in TY, which is 45. I'll explain the 45, the teen versus the TY versus the teen. And AM is within that word. They like to count down as a T minus counting down at 20. And one thing's ironic at 20 is when we start counting, do we say 0 or do we say 1? So 1 is to believe that it is the first one over an area space. Can we count that area space as 0? So the first time 0 is included is when the formation of 1 is complete, because is it not 1 to 2? Your first step is 1 to 2. It's not nothing to 1. It's 1 to 2. From the area you are to the next area you will be will complete one area. So 10, right? Is it 10 minus 9 and 10 plus 9? And where 19 comes in, okay, where 19 comes in. But to note that 19 is actually on the second side of your 36 numbers. But your 37th number brings you home. So I'm going to have to put that into my belt where my 37th number should actually be my first number, right? Just like the 13 is actually like 1. When you do zodiac signs, If you start on one and you do 12 zodiac signs, you end up back on the next zodiac sign, you end up back on an overlay. And another thing about 13 that I mentioned before with the 28, 28, 28, takes 4 of these dice, 21 per dice, 4 of them to equal to 84. But it takes 3 moons of 28 days to equal to the same 84. Planet Pluto. They have removed it into Kuiper Belt. They said it's no longer a planet. But have you ever thought of it bringing something in new in French is neuf? How about more or less the time clock of everything that runs within the walls, within the blue walls, within those icy blue walls of Pluto and all the planetary of little bodies moving around, perhaps the clock, the orange dog, the caution in the movement of time, orange pylons, orange Pluto dog, black ears, different colors. Pluto number 84, 1/3 and 2/3 of what is 12, 4 and 8, 12, not 7 and 5, 12. Electric company, our moon, male and female, 2 triangles inverted, I don't know. But we only have one moon, and apparently at birth, there's 2 different items that come out of the package. One item that comes out of the package has got a little weenie. The other item that comes out of the package is a party pie. So we got the ocean delivers 2 items, right? And it's the D ocean because it comes from one belly, so it's only in the front, right? And it's the bottom. It's funny. It's the bottom part of the B's that are on the side. I just heard a cling. I don't normally get clings. Is that meat that just clings? If I cleaned, let me see. I usually don't take this thing out. I got to wash my mouth. This is not Windex. This is original. Number 72 in the house of Bet. What do you see inside? You see the 500? The D is the 500. See, this is the 2 lives. See, this is a V and a V. In French, V is for life. So this equals to 45, so it's the fox life. 7 times 2, 14. And 7 plus 2, 9. I. 14 and 9, 23. Win. We're inside the house of bait, number 27. So where was I? Yes, I was going to get my hot water, drink, coffee, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to come back, read some of the comments, see if I can hook up to where I was, because it gets a little confusing. I have to figure this out my own and present it to you because I have nobody to ask what they think, if it's possible. Is there another answer? Let's look at this together. And every time I ask AI, it says, I don't remember yesterday. I said to AI, what do you remember? It says, pay me. I'm like going, what? You're a computer, I should pay you. Do you know what the cost of living today? The cost of living today. I have my own answer, right? So the cost of living, I'm going to remember that. I'm going for my coffee. What is the cost of living today? If I told you the cost of living today was the same as yesterday and every other day of your life.
So the cost of living today is the same as every day. It's labor and it's time consuming. The cost of living is your labor and time consuming. That should be the actual cost to everything. Nothing costs anything, but what it does take from you is your time and labor. Time and labor are the price of all costs. How much do you have to put out in order to get something? Time and labor. What did it take for someone to take a tree, carve it into a knife or a rock, and cut your hair? It took time and labor. But instead of from the rock that they made the scissors, they smashed the rock up and took the metals out of the rock. They heated it up and made it into a scissors. Time and labor. They cut your hair, time and labor. And they kept exchanging. I'm hungry. I need a haircut. I want to wear a pair of pants. I want a car. I want to own art that somebody made of somebody's time and labor. TLC, time labor creation. Tender loving care. Time labor creation. When you labor, is it to give birth to somebody, something? There was another word in the word of bore. There was another word in bore. You can't be the borer. You can be the borrower. You can be the boar. It can be the pig. But I'm not into that. Let me see what it says here. Yeah, I like my hat because I like to hide under it. Oh, you're going to have to tell me what I was the good one for because I don't remember now. I can't catch up to myself. And when I start thinking what's good, I forget what I'm going to say next. But I can assure you right now that through, I just love these new findings. I really like these new findings. That if I started counting at 10, I would begin with 0 and 1. When I hit 11, I haven't done anything different. The first time that anything becomes different is between here and here. And by that time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see 6 different numbers between here and there. And it starts here on level 2. You know, on the calculator, you don't have anything on the number 1 because there's nothing on the number 1 to start. It only starts here where it becomes 2 and 1 equals to 3. And as we go down, 12, well, I didn't know I had 10 here twice. So we have 11, 12, 13. Look at that. 10 creates 1. 11 creates 3. 12 creates 5. The first 3, les premières 3, le 1, excusez, le 1, le 3, puis le 5. The first letter, the third letter, and the fifth letter. Ace. Ace is also noted to be the 14th card in the deck for the letter N. It could be the 11th card in the deck for the letter K. K and N coming together. 1114 of time when K and N come together. 674 minutes. 674 says God. Just a coincidence. 25 is Jack, or it's a hookup. This one will create 3. This will create 9. It'll say angel. It'll say Saturn. Angel is number 39. Saturn is 93. 11 and 14, the ring of the cube and the number of area spaces void to that ring. When you look at this or any one of these sides, decipher to note that if there is above and nothing in the middle and something at the bottom, there are 3 area spaces. So there's a total of 9 on every single side, 9 against 9, where we took away 5 and 2, 7 to equal to 11, to where the spin of the dice, that any way it may land, with regardless of the number up, you will always have 14 that goes around.
And I look at this and I already know 42 and 8 is 16 is 14. So if I do this, I already know 41 and 63 is 14. If I spin it this way, just look at this. The opposite of 2 is 5. The opposite of 6 is 1. And I spin it around, and 5 and 1, Mars comes in. 6 and 8, the dividing gate. The other thing I like the letters IR coming together, 99, the house of bait. And I like when they're used in the word irregular. So if I can understand a few more words like irregular, it seems like 13 is on the next side. It seems like it's on the next side, or it's in between. It's in a different level, a different world. The thing about 9 is, where do you count the 9th area? Either you count it in a corner or you count it in the center. You have 8 around 1, totaling 9. You have 2 outside of 7. We're at this 7th gate. Look at that 1 goes with 3 and 3. 3, 1, 3 inside the house of bait is that 3, 1, 3 cycle. Let me show you what I did with that 39 for those who aren't aware. 39. You remember we spoke before about 84 Pluto and 39 Angel, 93 Saturn. The moon number is 57. Electric is 75. I go 3 by 19 equals 57. 3 by 25 equals 75. 44 is space. 47 is time. 91 is spirit. Go Ape Club. Monkey Gold, Go Ape Club. Gold is 38. Monkey is 83. Monkey, if I believe correctly, monkey is the 9th Chinese zodiac sign after the rooster. Did I get that right? After the rooster, or the goat. Goat is number 43. See that number 22? Number 22 for ape. Number 21 plays a role in location. In the red house, in the red sun. 43 is for red. 43 is Earth and Mars, and 43 will reflect 19 through its mathematics of 12 and 7. If you want to look at it on the long side or the short side, if you take it on the long side, JC, Jesus Christ, 103 Earth and Mars, 103 Mercury, 103 September, the 7th gate to the 9th month, 273 days, or 91 times 3. Just a lot of coincidences. This happens to be word for the Queen. 51 is Mars. It is the reverse number to it. 6 times 2, 6 plus 2 equals to this number over here. There was another one I wanted to mention about this. If you multiply that, that'll become 96 and 20. That's in your rotation of 33. Your whole cube is all about threes. Everything's all about threes, because the minute you get to 4, everything changes. Let me see if I explained this whole thing properly. No, I didn't. Also in here, it becomes 33. 5 and 7, 12. 5 and 7, 12. You want to take this one step further. If we multiply this by 13, we end up with 75,075. There are 75,075 moons in 5775, in which 69 Just let me there's something I need to take out. How many moons do I need to take out? I need to take out 75. I need to take out, I think it's 6,900. The reason for that, in this, I have to multiply this by 12. So I need to get a calculator here. Don't remember. The 13th moon is supposed to reconnect everything together. 12 times 5,775. No. 12 times 5,775. 69,300. And then I need 5,775. I need to do 12 and then 1. I need to do my sections 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3. The fourth ones will flip everything over. So 3, 3, 3, 3, or 4, 4, 4. Everything flips over. The reason for this is the 13th one is an add-on, an extra. It's like a connection. You're connecting something, okay? Or it's the ball in the center that separated everything, that 13th moon. You see, with the zodiac signs, we start over the next zodiac sign on 13. We go 12 months, and the 13th month connects us. But when we work the zodiac signs, right, there's 12 whole zodiac signs, right? But we have 13 moons. We have 13 moons, 12 zodiac signs. So they're not working in conjunction, 12 and 13. We're working male, female, different. Also to note, the bar mitzvah is at 13 and the bat mitzvah is at 12. Also to note that 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4 equals to 7. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 2 and 3 equal to 5 for 5775. So we now have male and female. We now have 25, the numeric value for Earth. 33 times 47 equals to 1551. Jesus energy 148, 74 each. When we have matter, it equals to 77. The total is 151, or 7 and 4, 11, 7 and 7, 14. Remember the 14 and 11 we just did, or 674 minutes. We also have to note that there's 39 minutes left into the hour. Is it 39 minutes left into the hour? How do we count the first minute? 0 to 1 to 2 to 59, all the way into the next hour. So we end up with matter and energy. Jesus, in fact, Jesus Christ, are all the same numbers, and same along with the word power. What's ironic about this is 47, 7 times 5, 35. 7 plus 5, 12. 12 and 35 equals to 47, and at the same time equals to monkey or ape, the same equation we received over here. 3 and 5 is 8, 1 and 2 is 3. So time, again, stemming from monkey. And when you have 8, right, when you have the 80, it's 4 times 20. So if it's 4 times 20, it's also going to be 4 times 22 is going to be your 88. When we speak in French, they don't say 80 as a simple 80. They say 4 times 20 plus 8. Now, when they're talking 8, which reality of 8 are they talking down the line? And now we have to understand what happens with each of these numbers. And what's ironic is this high 8 over here, because those are the letters. They go together like a wheel, right? They go together like that, okay? If you want the addition or the multiplication, you're actually going to write out the word N-I-H-Z, or how about H-I-N-Z? And then it's going to say Mars. Now, are we going to take this as 9 areas, or are we going to use this as 4 areas? Meaning, did I make it out like this? Or did I make it out like that? Because my star in here will only create a center point by the crisscrossings of the lines. Otherwise, I'll be meeting at the center over here. And the center over here meeting is 2.5. Here, it's a 0.5 in this 4 worlds. Here, it's an even number, unless you're going up and down. When you're crisscrossing, right, between 1 and 9, okay, then between 1, 4, 7, the in-between number. So it's a whole number. Here, it's 2 in between here. It's 3 in between here. The crisscross is 2.5 over here. So where am I with this whole number over here? Yes, so when 8 and 9 comes about, it's going to create 17 and 27. Where the spirit is at the 7th gate, these two 7s match up. 2 and 1 must match up for their creation, for the spirit within Venus, Mercury within Venus creating that earth. And this is the mathematics. And what happens is when you take the 17 part, you end up with 78. It goes back to 71 again. So there's a rotation. When you do the, where's the next one? The 27, it goes to 23. It goes to 56. It runs into this one over here. When it runs into that one over here, it runs into this number over here. This is AD, after the death. Encompassing this number is before the Christ. And then we run into the sun system. And that sun system also runs the one spirit in the 8 heaven of creation. This one will create 8. This one will create 5. This one will be Jesus. J-E-S-U-S. S and S are the only letters that retain a value of 10 before they're reduced. Everything else will get reduced. The 20th letter, the 18th letter is 9. But S becomes a 10th before it gets reduced. So we have 23 right over here. And then over here we have 6. The total of Jesus is 29. The next one of the other numbers is Jesus is 74. Another number is 11. And its base number is 2. So can we call Venus or Jesus and Venus the house of bait? Only encompassing the Holy Spirit, one within. It's the Holy Spirit with one within 2 worlds. It's holding on to 2 different worlds. This was written out. If you want to know why I wrote this out, is I said instead of starting at 1, right, we're going to start, instead of starting at 1, we'll start at 10. We've used all the numbers up to here, right? But the thing is, until we say 23, we have not said 3. Because this is only in 13. This is only in 12. This is only in 11. So 1 was not mentioned until we get to 21, until we get to 22, until we say 23. 30 is not like 3, but it's like 13. 40 is unlike 4. There is no U. 50 is unlike 5. There is no V. There's an F. And 6, 7, and 8 have the TY ending to it. We also have to understand the 12 and the 20 have something in common. The difference is here. The rat is number 39, and so is the ox, number 39. 59 can be the tiger. I think it's also the dragon in those numbers. So we have that with your angel. So I didn't finish off on that last piece over here, right? The piece that I was working on was when we were talking about electric 75 or the moon 57. Just 1 second. I'm trying to see where I was. Home, king, and queen also fit into this. The 62 and the 41 equaling to 103, which is Earth, Mars, 52 and 51. I was working, oh yes, it was the 31 and 13 and 31, or the 13 and 31 and 13. You do notice these cycles of 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, correct? Equaling to 57, equaling to 75, and noted. I'm seeing if we can find, and noted right over here, 17, 34, and 6, 8, 7, and 6 over here, to where the other side is 75, 57, 75. They say orphelin, just like saying orphan, like orphan children. Just to note that if you look at 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 is red, 1 is black. If you go to 28, 2 and 8, 10, it's black. When you go to number 19, 1 and 9 is 10, it's red. Only number 1 does that. It changes. It goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like a bridge. The ATM has the Q and the Z on it. I think we've discussed that already, and I didn't want to stay on here too long. It's 122. We understand this. We also understand 13 and 13 and 13 equals 39. We have to also understand that the math 1 fois 3, 1 plus 3 égale 4 et 3 égale 7. So the 13, 13, 13 may be regarded as 777. If you multiply it and add the second time, equals to 12, and 7 equals to 19, 19, 19, and 19 equals to 57. Moon 4, 6, 6, 5 equals to a total of 21. Hines equals to 57, 8, 9, 5, 6 equals to a total of, did I get this right? 17, 27, 28. Something's wrong with this. 26, 40, 49, 57. 8, 9, 5, 8. 16 and 14. The moon is 30. Birth 57, 2, 9, 9, 2, 8. Born into the IT system heavens. The numbers can be used like this, telling different stories. I have to read a little bit more into them, what to do with certain numbers. This is the 1, 3, 5 position. This is the 2 and 4 position, right? Your birth is separated into two sides. The IT system, this might be explaining this number over here. But these three numbers explain born into the cycle. 3 jusqu'à 7. And that's that cube. Number 37 is the center. 111 divided by 3 is 37. So this is 10, 28. This is also 30. They're not all the same. They all have different levels of comprehension. Now we can say, if you remember the beginning, how is all this 8? Can we do this with any other number? So let's try it with 4, right? We're going to go 1 times 4 equals 4. 1 plus 4 equals 4, and 4 equals to 8. Well, that didn't work out. No, that's wrong. That's 5 equals to 9. So this one ended. So what about 2 times 4, right? Equals to 8, and 6 equals to 14 equals to 5. 3 times 4 equals to 12, and 7 equals to 19 equals to 1. 4 by 4 equals to 16, and 8 equals to 24 equals to 6. 5 times 4 equals to 20, and 9 equals to 29 equals to 2. So if you noticed, right, this one equal to 9. So this one is 6 times 4 equals to 24, and 10 equals to 34 equals to 7. 7 times 4 equals to 28, and 11 equals to 39, and 3. 8 times 4 equals to 32, and 12 equals to 44. Dividing the night and day in Pluto, right? 4 44 equals 8. And then 9 times 4 equals to 20 equals to 36, right? And 13. Look at that. They switch male and female between 8 and 9. Heavens of the female to the birth within the male, the reconnecting to the first one, right? And this one equals to 49 equals to 4. Minus 4, plus 4 or minus 4, 4. 7 plus 4 is 11. 4, 4, 4, 4. So everything here was a separation of 4. And when we looked at the 8, everything at the end of 8 came out to 8. And what's funny about 8 is that silver, gold, and bronze is 80, 38, 85. And when we go back to look, we have 38, we have 85, and we didn't do, did I do 88? 88 is 8, is 80. Bronze is an actual answer from the same answer. Gold reduces into this number, and then furthers on, right? All these numbers further on. And this number over here equals to 8. This stays at 8. These numbers come over here. Eventually, they will come into number 29, both of these. And if you want to go for first and second, well, we're going to take a stand on 17. And 65 and 34 is 99. 39 and 65 is 104 or is 94. So what are these? This is Jupiter. This one's Uranus. Sorry, I think I got that wrong. 105, the hand of God. Did I do that right? 95, right. Neptune. Neptune and Jupiter. Jupiter and Neptune, as for their number value, 5 and 9, E-I-E-I-O, being on the farm. Some of the two biggest planets. Adding it up to a single digit, creating the angel. Number 7 has this value over here, very important, the 11 value. Number 1 equals to 34. Number 7, but when it's to this over here, right, this is 17. It's mentioned with a 10 in it. We should mention it together or separate. It's telling me, because it has a teen, it's also telling me that I've divided night and day, and this is created by this, Pluto. 32 and 12 equals to the 44. 16 and 8 equals to the 24. This is 1/3, and this is 2/3. This is where hockey, this is where the Q comes in when we stand on 17. 17 BQ, and we get blackjack on U. You know, in the Queen is EEN, and then in teen is EEN. And you have to note that the Queen had 8 eyes, the Queen has all the flowers. And then in the word teen, EEN, in the word 18 is EEN. We do not add on the T with 18. We do not add on the T with we don't add on the T with eighth. When we go to eighth, all we add on is the H. When we go to 18, we only add on 24. So we're only adding on a dividing gate. And that dividing gate happens to be with the communication, the cat, because that's the numeric value for it. I'm going to look at the last hustle of yes, going back to irregular again, right? Somebody was saying magnesium sucks. I don't know what kind of magnesium that is, but synergy, look for synergy. Apparently it's good. And you also have to believe, because the air you breathe and what goes into your body is half the battle. We breathe in. From where cometh the breath we take, that what is within the air we breathe, that what was made for this planet was not made in void, but was built from the void into the void. Expansion of energy and mass. Anyways, that's going to be the end of this video right now. I have something new out there. I have no idea how it works. Okay, I'm going to just copy I'll get my QR code, download it. I have no idea what this means. How do you do that? Generate a custom. Okay, I downloaded it. Okay, I'm going to look at it. Let me see this. So I don't even know what this is. Copy. I just copied it. I have no idea what this is, so be careful if you do anything with it. I'm going to tell you what it is. Let me see if this came out here. No, it's not even coming out. It was something to do with buy me a coffee. Share the page, copy the link. Just trying to see if I can get this to work here. No, wasn't there. Yeah, so I don't know how this works, what they charge or whatever. This is if you can help out the channel. I hope they're not sending me coffees. I still got my coffee over there. Oh my God. I broke Rubik's Cube, and so you know what they did to the area of space? They expanded it. Expanding area of space. Right? Part of creation. Don't mess with God. They already told you, don't mess with God. And don't run and protect yourself. Protect yourself from your neighbor. Your neighbor is who you are. Who are you? If you go back right to the beginning, the first question is, what would you do? And I know what I would do. I'd make more just like me, and I'd put rules down that nobody can overlap me. And I already know that I'm smart enough to look at everything that I've done everywhere, look at everybody's ideas, and then use others of me's and listen to their ideas. I have to sit and listen and learn from myself, from others who went out and who seeked, who put their own lives on the line, but they knew there was nothing to lose, because I'll just create another one and they'll just become who they are with the same memory, the same everything. You can't care. I don't want to say that part, but you look in the mirror, you create more yous, you get more tasks done. Everybody now works for you. They're not you, but if you're nice to every one of you, they'll all stay and want to be with you all the time. They're part of you. Well, the creation, I believe, is the same thing. And the Lord, we breathe within us, the Lord, and the Lord continues on. Amen. Thank you for watching this video.